Hey guys, Plasma Gaming welcomes you to a Halo tutorial on how to create your own flood map and set it to where the humans are fairly matched against the flood. Basically, common ground rules, tips and tricks, and the basic background to a classical flood map. So what we're doing here is we're starting on one of my classic maps that I have created. So let's go ahead and exit the map and get a good view of the outside of the map. To do that, we're going to leave through this vent. As you can see, the map is nothing special. It's just a standard space station, and it has standard defenses, standard flood spawn zones, standard everything basically. So now let's go ahead and hop right back inside, and let's get to work on showing you the procedure on creating it. Alright, so the standard procedure for any flood map is to have the flood spawn zones. Now right here is the standard flood spawn zones. However, as you'll notice, there's initial spawns here, here. Why am I being moved? I don't understand. There's at least 4 in this room, 3 in that back room, again 4 in this room, and 4 in this room. Now in this room, oops, my bad, let's go all the way back. Now then, as you'll also notice, I have placed standard respawn points. And there's 6 there, 6 here, and 6 here. I've also placed a couple in the hallways that lead outwards, straight to the human base. Now, on to setting them up. To begin setting up your initial spawn properties, press X when hovering over the initial spawn. Select Team, and select Attacker for Flood and Defender for Survivors. In this case, this is the flood spawn zone, so I've selected Attacker. Now for Advanced, you have to make sure that you are in the flood game type, which I am. Once you're reassured that you are in the flood game type, go down to Game Specific, set to True, Game Type Label, set to Flood Spawn. And there's your initial spawns. Now the respawn points are basically the same thing. You'll set it to Attacker, Advanced, Game Specific True, and Flood Spawn. Now on to the human base. For the human base, it's more complicated. You have to make sure that the flood are even with the humans. Now here, I've put 2 auto turrets and a standard plasma cannon. So as you may see from first glance, it does seem pretty overpowered. But I did think this through. You do have to make sure that you're evenly balanced out. So you have to put cover for the flood to hide behind in order to actually make it to the base and kill the humans. However, these auto turrets will prove to be a huge issue, which makes the humans have a bigger advantage. However, the flood also have a major advantage. As you can probably already tell, I've already showed you there are multiple vents throughout the area. The jump height of the zombies are significantly increased over the humans' jump rate. So, they'll be able to jump through the vents, crawl all the way over the roof, and eventually I'll add a crack up here that they can jump through. Anyway, on to setting this up. Make sure you have an enclosed room, and make sure you fortify it well. Also, make some cover for the zombies to get through, otherwise it'll be boring. And it'll be very, very unfair. Now then, on to the spawns. For the human spawns, you'll begin setting the team as Defender. You will proceed as setting to the Advanced, to Game Specific True, and Game Type Label Flood Spawn, just as the others. Now that you have those set up, let's move on to the tips and tricks. To make a very classic flood map, Of course you'll need turrets and fortifications, but there are other things you'll also need, such as shortcuts for the zombies to take just in case they're in a hard spot. As you can see I've done here, I've made tunnels. As soon as they circle around these tunnels, they move upwards, and they can get behind these crates. And then they can proceed to jump over the wall and slice the human. However, that's not enough, because the turrets will be guarding everything. They'll be assuring to make sure that zombies don't get through. And that, again, is a very huge issue. So, what we're going to add here is we're going to add some explosives. Well, actually guys, how about we don't do that? That's probably a very bad idea. So, as a really good idea, we're going to go back to the flood spawn, and we're going to add a teleporter as a better shortcut. As you can see. Now, we will proceed to make the flood an easier route to the human base. Now, let's test the teleporter. As you can see, the flood will spawn, they turn around, a teleporter, they'll jump through the map, and be able to attack the humans directly. Now, to ensure that they do not camp in this area, we're going to proceed to put a soft kill boundary. Select spawning from the main menu, go down to kill area boundaries, and proceed to put a soft kill area boundary. The only reason we are putting this is to make sure that they don't camp where they spawn. They'll have to move upwards, which is a very important problem. Camping is a huge problem in Flood, even on Halo. When they spawn, they will have 10 seconds to leave the area. As soon as they leave the area, they will be confined to this small area over here. This is all for the flood map. The flood map is complete. All that's left now is to test it. Continue to save your map. End the game.
Game over.
I would recommend that you have 2 people for this test. As you can see, I have my partner ready. So now we will continue back to the main menu. Once you are on the main menu, continue to custom games. Select the game mode that you would like. We'll first select the map variant that you used in the process of creating this map. Then select the game type. In this case, Flood, of course. Accept your options. Start the game. First, I will test it as the Flood to check the flood spawns. As you can see, I spawned where I was supposed to. To find a way around, we're going to go back to our teleporter that we added. A huge issue. There we go. Never mind, it worked. As you can see, this gives the flood a ginormous advantage. Unfortunately for the flood, their health is significantly decreased as from the humans. As you can see from what just happened, health is significantly decreased. I'm sorry guys, I'm really tongue-tied today. I don't know why. As you can see, as you can probably tell, I suck at Halo. And the flood was a success. The flood spawned where they were supposed to. The teleporter functioned as it was supposed to. The map was a success. Now, we will test it as the human. The humans spawn where they're supposed to, and the kill boundary is effective. The plasma turret does not spawn, and you cannot activate the auto turret terminals without them charging first. So now, we must wait for them to charge. Once they're charged, now we can build the turrets. So yes, the turrets are functioning as they're supposed to. As you can see, they're very effective at locating targets. So this is a map variant feature I would highly recommend that you put in. I would also recommend the kill boundary as I've put. Oh no! Well, that's a bit of a minor failure. Uh-oh. The map was a success. All we need now are respawn points to get you back in the base. However, those I will not put in this tutorial. I'm sure enough that you can figure that out based on what happened. Now then, if you enjoyed this video, please like and hit that sexy, seductive subscribe button. Come on, just click it. Like 10 seconds, man. Just 10 seconds. That's all it takes. 10 seconds of your day. Alright. If there's any more tutorials that you'd like us to do on our channel, please leave a comment below of what you'd like to see. This is Plasma Bro Gaming, out.